Wanted to quickly give my thoughts on this Steam Dead Zone because I've heard quite a few people talking about it recently. Here's my right stick. I've got the Dead Zone maxed out. I just kind of wanted to prove in this video that it doesn't do anything because I don't know, like everybody's maybe I have it set up wrong, like maybe it's not saving or something. But see here, we go to Steam settings, controller, and then right here. See, so I've got my right stick maxed out just because I'm testing it. Um, and it's obviously saved because I just reopened it and it's still there. And then I open up my Apex and you're going to see that it's still like no dead zone, which I think is a good thing because I think that like most people have a software that comes with their controller to where they can adjust their dead zones, which I recommend having on 0 anyway. Um, and most games also have dead zones within the game as well. Like, see, I've got linear on no dead zone. Obviously, I play no dead zone because it's better on this game. But then once I hop into the firing range, I'll show you. Like, I think, yeah, you can see my controller overlay there, and as you can see, like, I don't really need to touch my stick at all, and it's moving. Like, I just barely touch my stick left, and it moves left. Like, you probably can't even see on the controller overlay that I'm touching my stick, but I'm just barely touching it. And see, as you can see, like, I still have no dead zone either way. And so I don't think that this setting does anything at all. I'm going to close my game and then turn it to none. I've been messing around with this for an hour and like just in the range, like sort of practicing with it, getting a feel for it. And it doesn't really do anything. Of course, I would, if you want my recommendation, I would recommend having this on 0 because, or like 2000, which is the minimum. Because, oh yeah, and by the way, we can like test it too, like this. See, do a little test, which I don't know, it's pretty pointless. See, so we're gonna set those both to 0, like that, and then close it. And I'll just quickly reopen it to make sure it's saved. There's no setting to save it or anything. Calibration and advanced settings. Boom, see it's saved. Both are on 0 now. Game Rumble. Don't use Game Rumble. All right, and then we play Apex. And I'm actually pretty happy that this setting doesn't do anything because it's just like sort of an additional thing that you have to worry about, like figuring out. So I don't know, I'm pretty happy that it doesn't do anything. And then once I hop into the game, you'll see it does absolutely nothing. It's the exact same as it was before. So, all right. So I don't know, like I'm gonna mess around with it. Okay, like it seriously, it feels like setting it to 0 obviously doesn't change the dead zone. Like I'll just show you again. Like it's pretty much the exact same. But so like I don't think it changed the dead zone at all. I was messing around with the car. That's like the gun that I've been using, just for the firing range. Let me turn my volume down. All right, so I'm certain that it does not mess with the dead zone at all, but it may mess with the response curve. Like it sort of, my response curve almost feels more linear now with no dead zone on the Steam settings. So I'd definitely say that this is worth a try because I can tell you that maybe I'm not certain, like absolutely, I don't know, like I'm pretty certain that my response curve, I just feel less input delay. It feels a lot snappier with this on, with this off. I mean, like with it turned all the way to the left on 2000. So I don't know. I wasn't missing much either way. Like I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a difference. But it almost feels like when you're using ALC bleed throughs, kind of like this. Like we used to do this. A lot of us used to do that for our ALC bleed throughs. I don't use ALC bleed throughs anymore. I find them to be a little bit less sticky. Oh, I don't want to reset it because it's gonna reset that. Let me just take a quick screenshot, just so I have it. So anyway, Yeah, those are my my pro-optic bleed throughs if you wanted those. But all right, gonna reset. Turn these on. For some reason, it always messes up. But yeah, these are my pro-optic bleed throughs if you wanted them. I just always hard reset that because it's sort of yeah, I don't know. I think it's just stickier to keep those ALC bleed throughs turned off the way that I have them. So anyway, I'm gonna mess around. I guess I'll record this because some of you might like be interested, but those are my thoughts, are that it does basically nothing, but it might impact the response curve. And so I would recommend keeping it all the way down just in case. Just in case. So like once it, like these dead zones, like I just keep them off. They bleed through a little, and they definitely help a little. But that's like more so like it's gonna feel like a response curve. It's not actually gonna feel like a dead zone. It's a little bit off topic, but yeah, right now like my aim feels very loose. I don't think loose in a bad way. Maybe loose in a bad way if you're really bad at the game. Like if you have really heavy hands and you're bad, it might be loose in a bad way. Like it feels like incredibly responsive. It almost feels like I'm on like 8,000 hertz polling rate on my controller. Like my controller is only on 1,000. But like if I were to like guess what like 10,000 hertz polling rate on a controller would feel like, it's kind of like this. Like it feels absolutely cracked. It feels insane actually. So I'm gonna just keep trying this for just a few more seconds, just to sort of calibrate my brain to it. It feels insane actually. But I am certain that the dead zone, it's the exact same dead zone, that's for sure. But like, I swear it's like, the Steam setting is like a response curve. It's not a dead zone. It says dead zone, but I think it's more of a response curve. Yeah, this feels like insane. All right, let me max out that dead zone again. Like that just, it felt undeniably insane. Like I can't really describe it in any other way. So yeah, so we go controller and then calibration and advanced settings, and then we're just gonna max all this out. All right, and then like once again, I'll just check just to make sure it's saved. I don't know why there's no like why you don't need to save it. It just saves automatically. But I just want to make sure that it's saved. All right, yeah, it's saved. So like once again, like the dead zone feels the exact same, and it's clearly the exact same. I mean, I think that's undeniable. But yeah, like this, I'm not gonna miss much on this setting either. But like it feels like I have a response curve. Like just a little bit of a response curve on this. This setting, like having the dead zone maxed out, might be better if you have heavy hands. Like if you're bad, you know, like if you're like a controller player that's never ever played without aim assist, like you've never played mouse and keyboard, you don't really practice a lot, you just have heavy hands, you know, like you're not really like, you're just a casual player. This setting is probably better, honestly. Like it feels really good. Like it feels very stable. I honestly, so I'm gonna mess around with the minimum dead zone because I think it might be like insanely cracked, like really good on the minimum setting, but this is very sticky. Like I might end up going back to this just because it's so easy. This feels very easy. It feels so easy. Like it's like a response curve kind of. I don't know, it just feels easy. But like I haven't tested recoil control yet on this setting. Like really long range recoil control. So what I'm thinking, like What I feel like I've been lacking recently is just my Nemesis and my Hemlock kind of like long range. I feel like it was a lot better like a year ago when I switched to linear. It just felt more responsive, which I think is before they added the dead zone setting to Steam. So that could be why. So I'm gonna mess around with it. I'm thinking that the large dead zone is gonna be really like a little bit more consistent for close range, and like Mozam meta, and then the small dead zone is gonna be really nice for like the smallest one, the minimum. Is gonna be really nice for like Hemlock and Nemesis, kind of like recoil control and just like those micro. Because like I remember like a year ago, my Hemlock and Nemesis were kind of obviously they've been nerfed a lot, so that could be the issue. But my Hemlock and Nemesis, like I remember on the Nemesis, I was almost killing like 2 red armor people in one clip sometimes. Like it was insane. But obviously that's partly because the gun was way better back then. But I don't know, it just hasn't felt as good. So I don't know. I think it's kind of an aim issue more than a nerf issue. But we'll see. I'm gonna mess around with it a lot. I have a feeling that I'm gonna stick with the largest setting, the largest dead zone, because right now this is feeling stupid sticky. Really, really sticky. I think it's gonna be good for Mozam meta, because I find myself kind of almost like over adjusting with the Mozams. Like they're very inconsistent. Obviously they're insane, like probably the best close range gun ever, but the inconsistency is kind of getting to me. Like it's kind of annoying me. And so yeah, this is feeling good though. I don't know. Like the other setting just felt like undeniably cracked. Like I might be crazy and they might be the exact same, but I don't know. I think the other setting is different, like way quicker. It almost feels like I'm on a quicker sensitivity, but obviously I'm not. So